Hello everyone, I'm Justin, and for today's video, we're killing isekai people. Good old isekai animes. They all have the typical situation in which a high school student gets transferred into another world with an overpowered ability and it's set on saving humanity from the Demon Lord. What's that? No Demon Lord? Well, I guess I will have to use my knowledge from the modern world to create new items, even though most people wouldn't even know how most products are made nowadays. What do you mean this world has been heavily influenced by transported people that have already shared most of their knowledge? But do they know how to make mayonnaise? Oh, they do. Well, that's great. Well, I guess I would just have to live a slow life and make some money using my OP powers. Wait, why are you holding a knife? Today, I want to talk about an interesting anime that aired on 2022, that after it finished airing, I haven't heard too many people talking about it. And I think that's a shame because I enjoyed it a lot, and I think that for an isekai, it has a really unique premise that make it stand out from the generic seasonal isekais. I'm talking about none other than the Executioner and Her Way of Life, also known as Shokei Shoujo no Virgin Road. The premise takes us to a world that has been influenced by the many transported people that have come into this world over the many centuries. To the point that the main language spoken became Japanese, and humanity has advanced technologically to the industrial era, with a combination of magic and technology. On the other hand, this world has learned the hard way that these transported people with their OP powers called pure concepts tend to lose control with the constant uses of them, and 4 disasters have happened in this world called the human errors. Because of this, it has been decided that summoning of these people is prohibited. This is to the dismay of the nobility, who try to use their powers for different purposes. So the church, also known as Faust in this world, makes sure that no new human errors appear by killing all transported people. Our main story follows Menno, a survivor of a human error that became an executioner for the Faust. As she dispatches 2 new transported people, she kills successfully the first one, but gets in a problem with the transported girl as she has the pure concept of time, so every time she gets killed, time rewinds, making her basically immortal. So Menno pretends to be her friend while secretly trying to find a way to kill her. For once, I thought that this was a unique premise for an isekai that clearly we have never seen before. Not only are we in a world where summoning is a day-to-day happening, so the world is already used to it, but the main protagonist and the focus of this story is not on the transported individuals, but rather on the executioner and her way of life. See what I did there? Anyway, the world building was so interesting because of that. We're in a world that uses both magic and technology, but knows how to combine them in a way that makes sense. And it gives a clear and acceptable explanation as to why everyone is speaking Japanese, and all the signs have Japanese characters, rather than the way that they usually do on generic isekais by giving them the translation ability. As for the power system, right from the get-go we're explained how magic and abilities work, and how the pure concepts are an exception to this rule, being OP powers able to even bend reality. Our main protagonist is not exactly the most powerful or the one with most mana, but she knows how to use her abilities and tools to the fullest that makes her able to defeat even the strongest of foes. As for the story, before I move forward, I will give the usual spoiler warning, as I will be touching some plotline topics. I will try to keep it to the minimum, but please take that in consideration. So as I mentioned before, the story follows Menno as she tries to kill Akari, the transported individual. As she is basically immortal, Menno is tasked to bring her to the main offices of the church, where they have a way to kill any transported individual. So, their big journey to the church begins. Or that's what I would like to say. The first season is divided in 3 main arcs: the train arc, the capital arc, and the pandemonium arc. I personally think that they should have ended the season with a capital arc that made it feel more conclusive rather than how it actually ended. The train arc was an interesting introduction to the world and gave us an understanding on how the powers work and introduces us to the main and side characters that we will follow in our journey. The Pandemonium arc showed us the power of pure concepts, the different factions and the power struggles happening behind the stage. And the Capital arc showed us some huge spoilers about Akari's power and gave us some questions about Menu's true identity and how corrupted the church is. But by putting the capital before Pandemonium, we are left for 6 episodes thinking about all those questions and contemplating the truth about Akari that we know we won't get really an answer in just one arc. So it would have been way better to leave it at the end and focus more on it for the next season. I'm not slandering this anime for being bad. Rather, I think that it is a really good anime. The powers, the characters and their motivations, as well as the world building and the animation are great. So I just think that with a few more changes, the story will have benefited way more than what it did in the way it was done. Aside from that, I do want to praise the opening of this anime, which I think stood out because of its uniqueness and rhythm. As a fan of isekai, I'm always happy to see new and unique iterations of the genre, especially when it is so developed and heavy on world building as it was done in this anime. If you haven't watched this one yet and you're looking for a good action isekai, I recommend you to give this one a try. And with that, we come to the conclusion of this anime review. What did you guys thought of the executioner and her way of life? Let me know in the comments below. Also, for those of you who stay all the way through the end, I just want to say thank you, and to let you know that the next week I'll be uploading my seasonal anime video, so you can look forward to that. And with that said, I will see you guys next time.